Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Online Teachers Club live Q&A today. I'm going to introduce a new product or a new package of products that we're releasing today, and then we'll get into some training on both getting hired and freelancing and finding your own students. The two kind of pathways you can take. I recommend you should take both, and I'll explain that later. As an online language teacher. Now, I'm just going to share this link on our Facebook group before we start. And I'll have the comments turned on the right-hand side of my screen. So if you have any question about anything while we go through this call today, feel free to comment at any time. And if you don't have a question, just let us know where you're from and what you're doing and what you hope to achieve out of online teaching. Okay, so let me share this. Give me 10 seconds, guys, and then we'll start. Okay. Okay, give me a bit longer. So I'm just sharing this around so we can get started when a few other people join. You can either join through OTC or via our YouTube page. We're streaming to both at the same time. We're just about to share it in Facebook now. Once we've done that, we will get started. Give me 30 seconds, guys. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, that's gone and shared. So let's begin. I'm going to try and not spend too long on this today. Unfortunately, I do have another meeting after this call, but I do hope to start doing these calls more often, at least once a week, if not daily. All right, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to introduce something that we've been developing for almost 4 years now. Everything that we've done around OTC has been working towards this point, and we're ready to release it. Well, we're ready to pre-release it tonight and offer those who are on this call early access. So let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, everyone. So the easiest thing to me to explain this is to read this part here. So basically, for a long time now, I've been creating applications and services and courses for online teachers with the intention of helping them achieve more working for companies, find better positions, and eventually move into freelancing, which I always say, if you want to do online teaching long term, eventually you need to move into freelancing. You're going to really struggle just working with companies because of the way the market is very saturated now and competitive, and there's a huge supply of native speakers who are willing to teach online. So the only way to really succeed and make a nice livable income where you can control your own schedule, live anywhere in the world, all that good stuff, is to move towards freelancing. Now, I always recommend people don't just stop working for companies and then create a website and then hope they're going to get students. This is something you should be building along the side as a bit of a side hustle while you're doing your regular company hours. So you make sure you've got some cash coming in while you're building and developing and creating your brand and getting people aware of your brand. And sorry, trying to bring in students and sell packages and courses while you're working for a company. And then eventually you'll be able to leave the company and move into full freelancing. So that's the end goal. So what's this package that we're releasing at OTC? So you may have noticed over the last year at OTC, we've been releasing lots of applications and tools for teachers. So we released a booking system that you can use instead of Calendly, a booking system that's designed for online teachers. We have created a website generator for those who are not tech savvy or just want to save time. We have a platform where you generate a teacher website, and this website, we've put a lot of research into it to make sure it converts, which means when a student visits your page, they're likely to buy something or sign up for a trial quickly. It's got lots of psychological elements to the design to increase conversion, and we spent a long time on this. So that's the advantage over spending a long time making your own website. Ours is automatic, and it's designed to convert. So we also released a bunch of games that you can play with your students. We released a Google Drive with over 2 terabytes of teaching material. And we also released our own digital classroom where you can teach your classes complete with 300 custom-made lessons designed for kids, adults, IELTS, and business. And that's completely expanding. So let me get through this and then we can get to the training. So when I started teaching online, everything I needed lived in different places. One subscription for my website, another for bookings, another for taking payment, another for scheduling, another for the resources and the lessons, another one for actually teaching your classes, the platform. And when you're a regular teacher and you might not be earning that much, it's quite a big investment up front. When you move into freelancing, it can take 6 to 12 months to build up your brand and start getting students. This is exactly why everybody doesn't freelance, because it's not instant like a job is. It takes a long time to build up a reputation, a brand, and a presence online so that you start getting your students. So OTC was built to kind of solve that problem. And I released all these apps, but then I realized I'm kind of doing what I didn't want to happen, which is now, instead of you needing lots of different apps from different websites, you now need lots of different apps just from us, but you still have to pay for multiple apps. So that's not why we created OTC. We want it to be something super easy and simple for teachers to use, and a way for them to get everything they could ever need to run a successful online teaching business or to grow and improve as a teacher. With one subscription. And it's in a package that will constantly be growing and improving. We'll be adding new apps and new services, and anybody who previously subscribed will get access when we add all the new stuff too. So let me go quickly through everything that's included with an OTC subscription. I'm then going to show you this link. As you can see, we're launching in 6 days. We're actually launching in 5 days. So it's going to be available on Friday. But if you're watching this video or you're watching the recording later, if you send me a message, and I can set you up early access so that you can try it before anyone else. So, or you can just wait till it's officially publicly launched on our website. But if you're super keen, shoot us a message. So, what is inside OTC Pro? These are the core tools. We've got a website builder, a booking and timetabling app, a digital classroom, 2 terabyte lesson resource drive, something called NewsKid, which is a way you can teach kids using news articles. So 6 new news articles are created every day on trending topics, and you can select the level of English you want the article to be displayed in, from A1 to C2. So you can design it for your students' needs. You can download key vocabulary. You can do quizzes. You can assign homework. So it's kind of a fun way to teach a whole lesson. I'd recommend you spend a whole 30-minute to even an hour lesson on something like NewsKid. And it means you don't have to prepare your class in advance. You just kind of follow the prompts. Quiz game. This is onlineteachergame.com, and we created a bunch of learning games, and we also gave you the ability to put in your own vocabulary and questions, and if you're lazy, generate them with AI as well. So that all of your lessons are perfectly designed. All of your games are using the vocabulary and questions and topic that you're actually teaching. We have Phonics Track. This is a phonics tracking program. So when I was a primary school teacher at a British international school, we used a similar software for tracking phonics, but the school was paying thousands and thousands of dollars for the subscription. But I think my version is better. And basically, it's a way of presenting all the phonics to your students, going through them, checking for understanding, checking for pronunciation, and keeping a record of all your students and what phonics they can do, what they're struggling with, what they need practice on. And then you can just generate a game that just uses the phonics that they're struggling with, or just uses the phonics that they can't say yet, or they haven't learned yet. So it uses the Oxford system of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 phonics. If you're a teacher, you might have heard of that. And it gradually increases in difficulty. So it's a great way to teach phonics. It's fun, it's interactive, there's games in there, a bunch of stuff. Teacher to do, this is just a simple to-do app for online teachers. So you can keep track of to-do notes, sticky notes, things like that. You can see here, very simple kind of board, a bit like Asana or what's the other one called? Trello. Same kind of idea, but it's built inside your teacher dashboard, so you don't have to go to 10 different places. As part of an OT subscription, you'll get access to both of our courses. One is my course that I created, and it's all about getting started as an online teacher, moving into freelancing, and getting more students, earning more, and developing. And it takes you from a total beginner to where you can freelance and make money by yourself. Of course, if you're already an experienced teacher, you might want to skip the first few units, but it's a good course. And that cost is $30 on its own, but it'll be included in the $6 subscription for OTC Pro. And another cost, so here it lists absolutely everything. So I'll go through everything really quickly, and then we'll get into some training today. Okay, so if you're interested in OTC Pro, all it does is it packages everything that we've ever created at OTC, all our app services, all our courses, additional special community areas, weekly live training, which won't be available publicly. It will only be for members going forward. And you get access to all of that for like $6 or is it $7 a month. While previously just accessing Teacher4.me, we were charging $6 a month. TeacherCal was $6 a month. Our digital classroom was $6 a month. Our terabyte drive was $6 a month. So you can imagine, I'm selling it super cheap. It's and the reason is because the let's just say the online teaching market is very price sensitive. So it needs to be something very cheap, very affordable, and something that seems like it's such a great, so much value at such a low price. It's a no-brainer. And unfortunately, the way the market is with online teachers, and that it is a very price sensitive market because a lot of teachers are not earning that much. I need to make it affordable. So that's why I'm just putting everything into one package, although we were selling these products individually before. And of course, if you already paid for one or more of these products, send us a message and we'll upgrade you to get access to everything at no extra cost. And again, if you're subscribed to 3 or more, you'll actually get a discount when you upgrade as well. You'll actually pay less. So everything you will ever need to run your online teaching business, to freelance, find students, training, tools, booking calendars, payment systems that can be linked with Stripe or PayPal, phonic tracker, to-do list. Vocab Builder is a great tool for keeping track of vocabulary you're learning with your student, and you kind of create these fun tables together. It's like a learning activity. And these tables kind of allow you to keep track of each student and the vocabulary they're learning. And then in one click, you can turn a list of vocabulary into a game where it'll be definitions are questions and the vocab is the answer, or it might be comprehension questions, whatever you select. Or for young kids, they're shown an image of a fruit and they have to guess the word. Whatever vocabulary you're using, the game will be generated appropriately to that student. Okay, so we've also got our courses, as I mentioned. As well as my course, we also have Cornelius's course. His course is more suited to those who want to be a better online teacher. So it goes into a lot of techniques and ways of teaching to make your job easier and to make you more popular with students and to make you get more results out of your students. He talks about kids, teens, adults, business English, and even IELTS. Cornelius has been in this game for a long, long time. Back in the days when the only option to teach online was Skype. That's how long he's been doing it. So he definitely knows what he's talking about. And his course is really easy to follow and well designed. You get that included in a subscription as well. Okay, and then there are going to be 2 new areas, Pro Teacher Lounge and Pro Teacherpreneur Lounge and Pro Job Board. And basically, once we release OTC Pro, all the best jobs are going to be shared first. Jobs and opportunities are first going to be shared with our OTC Pro community a few days or sometimes a week before we share it publicly. And there'll be some jobs and opportunities that are that have a low number of that only need a small number of teachers. We will share first with our own pro community. Teacherpreneur Lounge is where the weekly live training will be on expanding into freelancing, finding your own students, marketing yourself online. We go quite deep, and the training will be very specific. So it'll include exact examples on how to advertise on LinkedIn, how to create an ad that converts. It will be how to build your social media presence so that students discover you and come to you instead of you having to kind of try to find students. They will find your profile if you create a good enough web presence. We get into all that stuff, and that'll be in the Pro Teacherpreneur Lounge as well. And there'll also be discussions there. The good thing is anybody who joins, they're going to be serious about doing well and moving into freelancing and finding their own students and starting their own even mini little schools. Everybody in there is going to be super serious and all in the same boat, working towards the same goal. So it'll be a great community that we can help each other, support each other in there. And that'll be a private community for OTC Pro members. So how much is it? It's going to be $6.99 a month for the first 3 weeks. After the first 3 weeks, it's going to go to $13.99 a month, and that'll be the fixed price forever. We won't go higher than that. But I wanted to offer a super affordable rate for founding members, for people who join early and people that have been with OTC since the beginning. I want you to kind of be awarded for your your loyalty and for interacting in the community and getting involved. So that price will be available for the first 3 weeks. When do we launch? Officially, we're going to launch on Friday night. But if you can't wait and you want access earlier, send us a message and we'll give you a special link where you can register early and get access early as well. You'll get instant access as soon as you register. So if you are interested, shoot me a message in OTC after this live, or if you're watching the recording, send me it later. That's fine. Or if not, just wait the 5 days. Keep checking our updates. We'll be announcing all the new products and services that are going to be added each day. Yeah, we'll keep you posted. Okay, so this here is just kind of an overview of everything. I'm going to show you one more thing before we go. We went a bit over the top with the design of this page, so we created an interactive experience. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I know that's super corny. All right, so this just lets you kind of see an overview of everything you get with the OTC Pro subscription. You can click on an individual app or service to learn more about it. You can go directly to its own website. All these apps are available individually as well, but they're all priced between $4 and $7 individually. So you might as well just subscribe to everything, as it's about the same price, maybe $1 more. So yeah, I will share this link after this call so you can go in and have a look around, see if OTC Pro is going to be the right fit for you to develop further as an online teacher. But I feel we've created something really special here. It's low cost. It gives teachers all the tools they need to run a successful online teaching business. Absolutely everything. You don't need anything else apart from everything you get in here. Plus, you get more than you need. You've even got your lessons. So if you don't want to prepare your own lessons, we've got our digital classroom. We've got a booking system. You don't have to pay for something like Calendly or GoBook.com, as you've already got your own calendar. And it's designed in a way that teachers will be used to if they've worked for platforms. So we've designed it on what teachers are used to, what they might have used before with Dada, ABC, or some of the old school platforms, VIP Kids or whatever. So, and it's designed to kind of show an overview of your whole week. Let's bring it up, actually. All right, I'm going to check the comments now. I totally forgot. Hello, Barbara from South, I guess South Africa. Yep, South Africa. Okay, good. Welcome, Barbara. South Africans actually make up about 20% of this entire club. I don't know why there's so many South Africans interested in online teaching, but there is, and it's about 20% of the overall club, so that's cool. I might have to leave early. You can check out the recording, don't worry. Very interesting idea, a fresh start for newcomers. Yeah, it's basically, you want to freelance, you want to get started. Instead of researching this here, researching that here, trying to work out to do this, trying to work out how to do that, you subscribe to OTC Pro, your step-by-step guide, everything you need to do, and every tool that you need to run your online teaching business. So that's what it's all about. Hopefully it will be popular. As we have been working towards it for so many years. And it's kind of the last thing that we're releasing. And it will decide whether OTC continues to thrive as a community or not. So here's the calendar system, teachercal.com. Okay, don't email that email. It's a private email. So basically it gives you an overview of your whole week. And this is local, that's why it's loading slower, but it'll be faster on your computer because you'll access it online. This is hosted on my computer. So basically it gives you an overview of your week. You can double click to close slots, single click to make them available. Yeah, you can get messages from your students. So you click here, copy student link. Your student says, teacher, I want a class. When are you available on Wednesday? And instead of going back and forward, you send them this link, choose a slot. They go to your link. They see exactly when you're available, when you're not. And they could go, this looks good, Monday, 5:30. They click, they put the name in, and they submit the request. If they come back to this link, they'll be able to view where their request is and if it's been approved. They'll also automatically get an email saying your teacher has received and is reviewing your slot booking request. And then within your platform, within the dashboard that only the teacher can access, you'll see you have a pending request from James. You can accept it or decline it. Let's accept. Okay, I've got to choose a color. Let's make him purple. All right, so that will add James here as a student. And here you can keep track of your dashboard. You can divide it however you want. This one's divided as green are Chinese students, blue are Taiwanese students, and purple is a one-to-one student or whatever. You can color code it however you like, and you can keep track of the different sections. You can set the rate of pay that you're earning and keep track of how much you're making per month or per week. It's just as a nice motivator to watch as your income grows as a freelancer. So yeah, Teacher Cal is a simple, easy to use booking system designed specifically for online teachers. And you get access to this with an OTC Pro subscription. Okay, if you have any more questions, feel free to shoot me a message. I'm going to share this link now so you can take a look yourself. It's in the chat. So have a look around. And if you're interested, submit your email. And if you can't wait, send me a message and we'll set you up early access. All right, enough sales stuff. So I'm going to spend a bit of time on getting hired, as last time we talked about freelancing. So I'm going to talk about some major mistakes teachers make when they apply to companies and why they're not getting results they want. So let me open a whiteboard. I love using Canva. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I use Canva in a lot of my lessons. So I have students. The good thing about Canva is multiple students can join a whiteboard. All right, so whiteboard. All right, so here is what some mistakes online teachers make when they apply for a position. First thing they do is they send a really long email with 7 or 12 different attachments, including all their certificates, their bartending certificate from 1998 or whatever. They put way too much information in there. And as somebody who recruited for companies before, we just don't have time to look through everything. And when we get overwhelmingly long emails and too many attachments that are badly named, so we can't find what we're looking for, we usually just give up and delete the email and move on to the next one, as there's so many people applying. Unfortunately, that's the way most recruiters do it too. So what you need when you send your application is something clean, precise, to the point, and it includes all the information the employer is looking for. So when you send an email, when you send an application to a company, here are the first things they're looking to see on your profile. They want to know where you're from. So make sure your nationality is nice and big at the top of your resume and included in your email too. Don't try and hide it, because you'll just be wasting your own time. Let's say you hide it. Let's say this company doesn't employ Irish people and you hide that you're Irish, and then you get to the interview stage and they ask to see your passport, and then they realize you're Irish and they say, sorry, our company can't accept this. So there's no point to trying to think you'll be able to sneak in if you don't have the nationality that they clearly state they're looking for. So don't bother trying to hide it. Just have that at the top of your resume and in the cover letter. Cover letter should be 1 paragraph, by the way, guys. You don't need a huge letter because they don't have time to read it. The next thing they're looking for is a photo. They want to see what you look like. So make sure your resume has a photo at the top. I know in a lot of industries, this is not common protocol. And in some ways, people say, oh, it's bad because they shouldn't discriminate based on appearance anyway, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's if we lived in a perfect world. They do discriminate based on appearance. So make sure you've got a really nice looking photo where you're wearing a shirt and a tie or dressed well if as a female, and make sure you've got good lighting, well presented, clean background, and like even ugly people like me can get jobs. So I still managed to make a photo that looks good. So you can do it. But if you send like a grainy, dark photo or something, you might think, oh, the photo doesn't matter. It does. Make sure you've got a nice, clean photo. You're well-groomed, preferably more groomed than me. And you've got good lighting in the background. It looks nice and clear. They just want to know, okay, this teacher looks like he's presentable on camera and he's not going to scare the students. All right. So the next thing they're looking for after they see your photo they're looking for your qualifications. Now, many online schools have qualification requirements. Some do, some don't. But if they do have a requirement, that's what they're looking for next. And most companies just want to see you've got a TEFL at least, or a TESOL. These are actually the same certificate, just different acronym, different ways of writing it, that's all. And some of them also want you to have a degree in any field, BA, Bachelor's in Education, Science, Arts, whatever. So some companies will take you with just a TEFL or TESOL. Some companies want to make sure you have a degree. Okay, the next thing they're looking for, experience. And they only care about the online teaching or offline teaching experience you've had. And this is important because a lot of teachers, they send a 5-page resume that talks about their job history since they were still in high school and working part-time as a bartender or something. Like, keep it simple. Just put your most recent education-based experience that you've got, whether that's online or offline. If you don't have any experience in the education field, then anything you've got working with kids or in a leadership position or something that shows you've got those kind of skills. But yeah, keep it really simple. So the recruiter, if he doesn't see all these things within the first 1 or 2 minutes of opening your email, they might give up. Because they're just ticking up, right? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this applicant can be moved to stage 2 to take an interview. That's really all they're looking for. So what do you send when you send your application? So I told you a mistake a lot of teachers make is they send 17 attachments and a 1,000-word cover letter. Not needed. Here's what you should send in your email. One paragraph that explains where you come from, what your education is, how much experience you've got, and explains that you're looking for a job. And if possible, use their company name specifically so they know it's not generic. Okay, so that's the first thing you need. One paragraph that explains all these things that they're going to be looking for. If they see that in the first paragraph, it's just going to increase your chances. The next thing they want to see, resume, but one-page resume. A lot of teachers say, oh no, I have too many experiences and qualifications, it won't fit on one resume. You can cut out things that aren't necessary and you can make it fit. A recruiter would rather see a one-page resume that doesn't go into detail, but mentions your education, your background, and a bit of your experience and your qualifications. They'd rather have that than have to scroll down to page 3 to get to your experience. They don't have time. So let's see if my resume is here. Okay, so this is one resume. Hopefully it's not got personal information on it. So this is what I use. It's one page. It's nice and colorful. You might say, oh, this isn't a professional resume. It should just use size 12 text and it shouldn't have pictures in it and blah, blah, blah. In the online teaching industry, it doesn't matter. There's no rules. We're not applying to be a lawyer. Make it nice, colorful, and bright. As you can see, they can easily see, okay, this guy's British. He's got a degree. He's got a TEFL. He's got online teaching experience. He's worked at British international schools. Okay. So I'm not saying some of you everyone has different qualifications and experiences, but it needs to be viewable on one page of your resume. Nice and simple. I recommend you use Canva to design resumes. Exactly what I'm in now. I just love Canva. So you do, like I used to be really like nerdy. I loved Photoshop and stuff like that back in the day. But now there's really nothing I can do on, apart from really technical kind of stuff, there's nothing really that I need to do on Photoshop I can't do on Canva. And Canva's just easy. It's drag and drop, no technical knowledge needed. Okay, so search for resume here, and it will come up with a bunch of... all right, so here's another teacher's resume. Have a look at this one. So as you see, one page, experience, educational background, contact information. Easy. So what you can do is you can find a design that you like. So you want to go to templates. Where do you see templates? Okay, I think you have to search here. Ah, there we go. Sorry, templates. Click on templates, search for resume. And obviously this one isn't appropriate. It's kind of for a model. But find something that's easy, simple, got a nice big picture at the top. Something like this, or this, or this, or even this. And then all you have to do is click on it, customize this template, and go ahead and just update it with your own information. This one's even in Thai language. So just go ahead and update it with your own information. And you can modify it a little bit. You might want to move this here and add another space down here or something. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay, can't seem to copy that. Never mind. There we go. Okay, so you might want to modify it however you want. Okay, so let's go back to the whiteboard. So when you send your application, make sure you've got one paragraph written in the email body that explains all of these things and is polite and friendly and politely asks that you politely states that you're interested in the position they're offering. Make sure a one-page resume is attached in PDF format only. Don't send Word formats because most of China doesn't use Microsoft Word these days. A lot of them use open source versions of document editors or online document editors. So PDF is internationally understood and can be opened by any computer. Make sure you save it as PDF and attach it as a PDF. Then you also need the second important thing. You need an introduction video. Let me just check if the desktop sound is being shared. One moment. Okay, there we go. All right, so just to review, if you're applying to lots of companies and you're not getting any results, you're probably making some of the mistakes that I've said, and you've probably got an excuse for it. Oh, but I've got too much experience. I need a 3-page resume. So I just do it anyway and send a 3-page resume. Recruiters are lazy people. They want to see everything that they're looking for as quickly and easily as possible so they can move you to the interview stage. When you have the interview, then you can talk go deeper into your experience and personality and teaching style and things like that. But your initial application is just checking boxes for the recruiter so that you can be moved to an interview. All right, so one paragraph explaining all of this. One single page, beautifully designed, simple resume with a big photo at the top. Important, it needs to have a photo. Big photo at the top. Okay. Then you need to have an intro video. So I will show you my intro video, and then I'll talk through ways to create one. So mine is on YouTube. I should be able to find it. Fraser Hainsworth. So I use voice to text a lot now, and I tell you, it's game changer. It makes things so much faster. Okay, so here's one of them. Okay, so I'm going to show you this introduction video. We're not going to watch it all. I'll play it through, and then I'll kind of explain why I designed it like this. And this video was made about how many years now? 4 years ago. And this has gained me and my school and the teachers that work for me thousands and thousands of students, literally. That's in group classes. That's students that were converted to get a self-study course, and that's students that converted but were sent off to another teacher for a commission. So I'll show you the video, and then I'll explain some of the key important parts of it. All right, so let's see. Let me know if you can hear the audio.
Hello, my name's Fraser, and I'm a British English teacher living in Asia. How did that happen? 10 years ago, I moved to Thailand to learn Thai boxing, and I loved it so much there that I decided to stay. สวัสดีครับ ผมชื่อเฟเซอร์ครับ ผมเป็นครูสอนภาษาอังกฤษ แล้วก็ผมเป็นคนอังกฤษด้วยครับ I've been teaching English all around Asia and online for the last 10 years. I have students from Thailand, China, Korea, Japan, the Middle East, Turkey, and even Europe. I'm a fully qualified English teacher I graduated from Paris College of International Education with a bachelor's in education, and my major was in teaching English to speakers of other languages. I also hold a 120-hour TESOL certificate and an IELTS teaching qualification. While teaching in Asia, I got the chance to learn about all the different languages over in Asia. This gave me a better understanding of what students there struggle with when it comes to pronunciation, grammar, and sentence structure. A lot of the issues speakers of other languages have when they learn English all comes from mother tongue interference. This is when your first language interferes with the language that you're learning. It can affect your pronunciation, your grammar, and the way you structure your sentences. I can teach you how to use your mouth, throat, tongue, and your whole sound system so that you sound more like a native when you speak English. I can also help you avoid the common grammar and sentence structure mistakes that people often make when they're learning English. I offer 3 main types of classes: conversational English for adults.
All right, that's enough. So, as you can see, this is quite a professionally made video, but it was only done with a mobile phone camera and with an external microphone connected, which you can buy online for like $10. So everybody has the capability of making a video like this, but most teachers don't. Most teachers' introduction video is them sat in their office or on a chair somewhere with a plain white background that's a bit dirty, and they're just talking into the camera like this. It's just boring. So what should your introduction video be? This is the most important part of your application when you send it. If you have a really well-made professional introduction video, it will 10x the number of interviews you're getting. So here are some key pointers. First, the video needs to explain everything that is here. So it needs to explain where you come from, what your education is, how much experience you've got, and explain that you're looking for a job. That actually doesn't need to be in there because then you can reuse your. So as you can see, my video can be sent to companies, but it can also be sent to parents and students looking for a teacher. So I think it's better to do a video that way instead of, hi, I'm John and I want to apply to Bling Bling ABC or whatever. Make one generic video that can be shared with students that are interested in studying with you as a freelancer and can be shared with companies you want to apply for. So make sure the video basically explains who you are, where you're from, your education, your experience, and your teaching style. How do you teach? So I talked a bit about mother tongue interference and some of the pronunciation stuff I do. I help people pronounce things more clearly and not totally lose their accent, but able to overcome that mother tongue interference that they have. And at the end, further on, I explain what kind of courses I offer. Now, this is useful when targeting parents, not so much when you're targeting a company. But I use the same video. I've sent it to companies that I've worked for before, especially. I'm not currently working for any company now. I'm totally solo. But 3 years ago, I used this, and it got me a job with a platform called IELTS King, where they bring students through the IELTS testing process, and they have like guarantees that the student will get at least a 6.5 or whatever if they pay for this many years of tuition. But yeah, so here's another thing I added to this video. You may notice you can hear me talking, but here's a video of me messing around with papers, wearing a headset, holding up flashcards. So this is called B-roll, and I think it's although it's not required, it takes your video to the next level. So what you need to record is a monologue first of you sitting in a nice location in your office or somewhere nice, a nice coffee shop if you haven't got anywhere nice to sit, and do that monologue. You can do it in 4 or 5 parts if you want, so a few sentences at a time. So if you're not confident enough to say it all at once, Then you can clip it together. So once you've got that main monologue, the next thing to do is to record some B-roll. So it can be like this, me sat at my desk pretending that I'm teaching a student. I was just pretending that. It can be you walking your dog in the park to show a bit of your personality and your, let's say if you're from South Africa, it could be you walking in some famous landmark area of South Africa to kind of show your culture, your country, and your personality that's going to come through into your lessons. So B-roll I think is quite useful, although it's not required. So here's some more B-roll. This is just
style. I like to use lots of props and
pretending I'm teaching. What other? This is B-roll. This is zooming in on a IELTS certificate with 7.5 written on it. What else do we got? I think at the start I used some photos of me teaching over the years in Asia as B-roll as well.
I have students from.
So yeah, 1 to 3 minutes, nice long monologue that explains all the key elements. Then record some B-roll of you doing lots of different things. It can be you having sipping a cup of coffee or something. It's something to kind of show your personality and your show that you're human within your introduction video, instead of it just being a generic looking at the webcam talking kind of video. So to summarize, if you have this down, you have a short paragraph that explains all the key things the recruiter's looking for. You have 1-page, single, beautifully designed resume, and you have a 1 to 3 minute introduction video. You got those 3 things. You only need to make it once. You can reuse it for each company. All you have to do is change the company name in the body of the email each time. You can go ahead and apply for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 companies, whatever, and then wait for stuff to come back. I guarantee if you can create an application to this standard, you will start getting interviews, and that's your chance to prove yourself then and land some teaching positions. All right. I hope that wasn't too harsh and it helps. But as someone who's been in this game before, I see so many bad applications and people saying, oh, I don't know why I'm not getting a job. And then I ask them to, okay, send me what you're sending when you make an application. And it's like 15 attachments, a 7-page resume, some document about that they've got vaccinated. I've seen all sorts of weird stuff. And a 2,000 word cover letter. It's just too much. Yeah, Annette, thanks for joining. We're going to wrap this up soon. So hopefully that helps somebody land more positions and land more interviews. And sorry if it did sound a little bit harsh, but I think teachers often overthink their application and they try to put too much in it, when actually simplifying it and making sure it just has those core bits of information the recruiter wants to know is the way to go. All right, guys, we'll leave it there for today. I've shared the link to OTC Pro. I'll be releasing it officially on Friday, but I'll be sending an email probably tomorrow for those who want to try it early. All right, so thanks for joining. I will post this as a recording if you want to watch it back, and happy teaching. And hope you find the OTC community helpful and a space that helps you become more productive and better at your teaching profession. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.